It is a pleasure to speak with you once again as I present straightforward yet effective strategies for maintaining health beyond the age of 60. Today, I invite you to spend a few minutes genuinely reflecting on the following. Do you believe that your actions in the first 5 minutes upon waking could directly influence your longevity and overall health for the remainder of your life? I am not referring to dramatic interventions, but rather to modest decisions regarding what you drink first, how you move, or what you eat upon raising, choices that may determine whether you remain healthy until 85 or even 105. Scientific research confirms this notion. Older adults who implement a simple morning ritual may diminish their risk of stroke, preserve cognitive acuity, and sustain physical strength, akin to someone much younger, often for decades. Unfortunately, the majority of those over 65 remain unaware of this, or they know of it, but choose not to act. However, you are in a position to benefit, as I shall guide you through a precise 5-minute morning routine, including 5 key steps praised by leading medical authorities as a golden formula for advancing longevity, physical strength, and mental clarity later in life. Before I elaborate, I wish to engage with you more personally. What is your name and where are you watching from? Which city or country? Please leave a comment below so I may become better acquainted with those who actively care for their own well-being. Your engagement means a great deal to me. If you value practical, actionable guidance of this kind, please consider subscribing and activating notifications to ensure you do not miss future advice on living longer, healthier, and more independently. To help you appreciate the genuine impact of these practices, allow me to share Harold's story, an older gentleman who once regarded his health as beyond improvement until he embraced a very simple morning habit. Harold is 68 years old, a retired engineer from Ohio. 2 years ago, he noticed his health was waning. Constant fatigue, aching joints each morning, and cardiovascular assessments sufficiently concerning for his physician to issue stern warnings. Harold once believed, "Perhaps I shall not live to see my grandchildren into adulthood." Yet everything altered when a retired doctor neighbor introduced him to this 5-minute morning ritual. Initially, Harold was skeptical, much like many. Still, as he observed, he had nothing to lose by trying. Within weeks, he felt discernible improvement. 6 months later, his physician was as astonished at his improved metrics. Blood pressure, cholesterol, and even his EKG showed considerable progress. Now, age 70, Harold's physical condition mirrors that of a healthy 55-year-old. He describes this as a second chance at life, all attributable to 5 straightforward components gradually integrated into his mornings, designed to gently rouse his body each day. Element 1, the morning hydration protocol. Upon awakening, your body is already in a state of marked dehydration, whether or not you sense thirst. Overnight, close to half a liter of water can be lost through respiration and perspiration, and this is unreplenished. Such dehydration leaves you fatigued and causes blood to thicken, raising demands on your heart and vessels. This is a primary reason why strokes and heart attacks most frequently occur within the first 2 hours after waking, especially in those over 65. Research from the likes of Harvard University and the Cleveland Clinic suggests that commencing your day with suitable hydration significantly reduces cardiovascular risk while enhancing circulation, cognition, and metabolism. It is remarkably simple. Upon waking, prior even to getting out of bed, consume approximately 480 milliliters, 16 ounces of room temperature water with the juice of a quarter of fresh lemon. Why room temperature? Cold water prompts constriction of blood vessels, impeding circulation. This is least desirable when your heart and brain require maximal oxygenation. Room temperature water, conversely, dilates vessels and immediately promotes blood flow. Lemon adds natural electrolytes, potassium and vitamin C, all beneficial for arteries, blood pressure, and mild anti-inflammatory effects. This is one of the simplest yet most effective ways to awaken the cardiovascular system without medication. Importantly, timing is vital. This hydration should be undertaken within the first minute upon waking for coffee, tea, or any food. This lone action each morning, practiced consistently, can yield substantial improvements in circulation and longevity. Nonetheless, hydration is but the first step. To fully stimulate circulation, one must activate the flow upon rising. The second element, a simple 60-second movement routine endorsed by leading cardiologists, can further cut stroke risk and enhance blood flow to the brain throughout the day. Element 2, circulation reset within the first 60 seconds. It is crucial to activate blood circulation within 60 seconds after getting out of bed. After a night of immobility, blood often pools in the lower body, especially the legs, causing a temporary circulation drop. This can result in reduced oxygen to the brain, manifesting as dizziness or imbalance, and in more severe cases, promotes blood clotting, particularly hazardous for older adults. Johns Hopkins University research finds that failure to redistribute blood immediately upon rising leaves individuals in a condition of circulatory sluggishness, with constricted vessels and insufficient blood flow to the brain. Dr. Eleanor Thomas, an expert in geriatric circulation, notes that a singular, uncomplicated movement sequence of 60 seconds can increase cerebral blood flow by over 40%, thereby lowering stroke risk and heightening alertness for the day ahead. This brief exercise, requiring no specialist equipment, is performed as follows. Stand with feet shoulder width apart, raise both arms overhead while inhaling deeply through the nose, then lower them slowly, exhaling gently. Next, roll the shoulders backwards 5 times, then forwards 5 times. Finally, perform 10 slow heel raises, lifting and lowering the heels to propel blood from the legs back toward the heart. This sequence takes about 1 minute, but offers lasting benefits: improved clarity, warmth, and a dissipated sense of morning lethargy. If practiced daily, it can progressively bolster both cardiovascular and neurological health without pharmaceuticals. Once adequately hydrated and with active circulation, the body is primed to absorb nutrition. Here lies a frequently overlooked fact. If you omit protein intake within the first 30 minutes after waking, your body commences breaking down its own muscle tissue for energy. This is a silent yet widespread issue among those over 65, resulting in gradual muscle loss, even with otherwise healthy eating habits. Therefore, the next element, the protein timing method, is critical for maintaining muscle mass, flexibility, and independence as one ages. Element 3, protein timing method. The third element entails consuming protein at the appropriate time, specifically within 30 minutes of waking, not waiting until lunch or a dinner. While many assume total daily protein suffices. For older adults, the timing is equally crucial. Research from the National Institute on Aging reveals that between 3 a.m. and 8 a.m., muscle breakdown in aging bodies accelerates. Failing to supply protein in this interval prompts the body to metabolize its own muscle tissue, depleting strength and immunity, as well as elevating the risk of falls. Dr. Rebecca Fleming, a geriatric nutritionist, explains that seniors who ingest 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein within 30 minutes of rising experience up to 64% less muscle loss over 5 years than those who delay or neglect breakfast. Accordingly, proper protein intake early in the day can preserve most of one's muscle mass thereafter. Convenient options include a whey protein shake, 4 to 5 egg whites with 1 whole egg, or a cup of Greek yogurt with added protein powder. Vegetarians may opt for soft tofu, cottage cheese, or quality plant-based protein blends derived from peas and rice. The precise food is less important than the timing. Soon after waking is optimal. Should you feel you eat well but continue to lose strength, this morning opportunity may be the missing link. Adopting this practice enhances energy, mobility, freedom from back pain, and holistic support for both cognitive and cardiovascular well-being. Element 4, 90-second mobility sequence. Following hydration, circulation reset, and protein intake, the fourth element is a gentle morning mobility sequence to prime joints and muscles. Overnight immobility results in not only stagnant blood flow, but also increased muscular and joint stiffness. This presents a particular hazard to older adults, as innocuous movements, bending, twisting, or rising from bed incorrectly may provoke strains, falls, or injuries. Chronic pain, reduced mobility, and dependence are tragically often the outcome of skipping simple morning movement. Orthopedic specialists at the Mayo Clinic note that synovial fluid in joints thickens during sleep, and without proactive motion to warm and loosen it, early morning movements are undertaken under higher friction, giving rise over time to joint degeneration and arthritis. The solution is straightforward. After your circulation reset, spend 90 seconds on gentle mobility exercises. Sit at the bed's edge and rotate the ankles 10 times clockwise, then counterclockwise. Next, make small circles with the knees, 10 each side. Then stand securely and gently lean the upper body side to side, 5 times each. Rotate the torso left, then right, and complete by rolling both shoulders backwards 10 times. This short routine enhances fluid movement in the joints, diminishes stiffness, sharpens balance, and greatly reduces fall risk, particularly for those with prior back, knee, or spinal concerns. With hydration, active circulation, nourished muscles, and loosened joints, only one final step remains, and it may be the most vital: awakening your brain. If mental fog persists, no matter how healthy the body, one cannot fully benefit from the coming day. Element 5, mental clarity. Exercise, the concluding element, focuses on stimulating the brain. Brain, the very organ dictating your quality of life. Common perception suggests memory decline and cognitive impairment are inevitable past 65, but current science demonstrates otherwise. It is entirely feasible to maintain sharpness, swiftness of mind, and clarity by correctly activating the brain at the outset of each day. According to researchers at the Brain Longevity Center, Stanford University, the morning is a golden window for forging new neural connections. Especially during the first 30 minutes, the brain is highly responsive to cognitive stimulation, elevating production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, such as BDNF, akin to fertilizer for brain cells. No arduous tasks are required. An exceptionally effective exercise is the mental recall in reverse. After the above steps, sit quietly, close your eyes, and for 1 minute, visualize the events of the previous day, starting with the evening and moving backwards. Dinner, lunch, breakfast, interactions, locations, experiences. With time, extend the challenge to recalling 2 days or increasing the detail, what you wore, what the weather was, your mood. Such activities have been shown to help sustain cognitive function at a level 10 to 20 years younger. 1 minute each morning fortifies both short-term memory and active protection against dementia, a concern that many face, yet you address proactively. In summary, today we have examined how a mere 5 minutes each morning, subdivided into hydration, circulation stimulation, timely protein intake, joint mobilization, and brain activation, can profoundly contribute to a longer, sharper, and more independent life post-suicide. Though this may sound deceptively simple, it is often the minor, overlooked practices that separate those who remain independent and vital well into their 90s from those who do not. When reflecting upon the true determinants of longevity, it is daily habits, particularly those established in the morning, that matter most, far more than medications or hospital interventions. Thus, tomorrow, when you awaken, consider implementing these 5 steps. There is no need for radical transformation. Simply adjust the way you begin your morning. If you have found this information valuable, please acknowledge by expressing which element you intend to start with next morning. Additionally, for your continued benefit, consider subscribing for further guidance on your path to a longer, healthier, and more meaningful existence. Should you have acquaintances or relatives over 65, kindly share this message. It may provide them not just with advice, but with a chance to pursue a different quality of life.